Hey everybody, Jack Boyles, Steam Engines USA, and today I'm coming to you from North Carolina. I'm just sharing something that's a little bit different that I'm accustomed to. And I'm going to be talking about earning money with dividends through investing. This is something that has been on my mind for quite some time. It's I guess, knowledge that I'm teaching my children, and I've had situations come up where I've talked with coworkers, and so I'm putting together this video just to cover some basics of some strategies about investing that I think people would really be interested in. So I'm going to give this a shot and see how it goes, and I may stop and start in this video a little bit to just keep my bearings. I'm going to try to keep it very simple. But I'm going to preface this with over the past 6 months to a year, I've pulled a 23.28% return on my money. And I'm actually looking at having a higher return throughout the rest of the year. And I'm going to actually show you in this video how you can get an actual 8% return on your money pretty consistently. Not having a lot of risk involved, but just using some wisdom and discernment in investing. So I hope that makes sense. I am not like a certified stockbroker. I'm not a professional at all. And obviously anything that I say to you, invest in at your own risk. However, just out of helping people, I like sharing knowledge with folks, and people never talk about politics and they never talk about money. And I've always had a problem with that. We spend so much time focused on working, earning a living, but then we don't ever cover how to invest properly. And so to give you a little backdrop, this is 2021. I've been investing since 1999. I've made a lot of money. I've lost a lot of money. I've made a lot of money. And in the last couple of years, I've really been trying to focus on earning passive income. And, there's lots of get rich schemes out there. There's lots of ways for people trying to make money, and they want to make fast money. So if you're wanting to learn how to make fast money, this is not what I'm going to be sharing with you at all. However, if you're interested in getting, I shoot for 10% return or better annually to create some passive income, and you do that, especially if you're a young person in your 20s or 30s through 50, 60, up until retirement age, you can save and earn a lot of money. So to just give you an example, I'm going to share some screens with you. So I'm going to start off with one that I want you to take a look at. So I've pretty much got all my other stuff shielded here, and as you can see, there's some numbers on this screen, but this is the one I want you to look at. I've, in the last 6 months, earned $14,406 and 23.28%. Okay. Now, that's my online investing account, and obviously I don't want to show you all my personal information, but I do want you to understand that I'm just being transparent, sincere, and I'm genuinely just wanting to share this information with you so that you may start looking at investing a little differently. What I hear from friends, family, coworkers, people I know is they don't understand a lot about investing. They know that they should, but they don't really know what to invest in. And there's this common expectation is I'm going to invest money, I'm going to put it into stocks, and then when it goes up, I'm going to sell it, and I'm going to take that money and put it in stocks and go up and sell it, and I'm going to flip stocks. Well, the problem is there's no consistency there. And if you make a really good investment in a company and it goes up, now you're selling out of that company to risk it all again in another company. And what I found over years and years of investing is eventually you go lose. And so there's the strategy of buy when it's low, sell when it's high. I mean, you could spend hours talking about that. What I'm going to talk to you about is a very, very simple, very common approach to investing that doesn't take rocket science. And it's simply investing your money in companies that will pay you a monthly or quarterly dividend. Okay. So I've got some information here that I just wrote out, and obviously I'm more concerned about sharing the information with you than having some professional video, but I'm just going to try to keep it as simple as possible. So the idea, if you follow along with me, is let's say you purchase $15,000 worth of stock, and this company is $15 a share. And this company, if you do so, you buy 1,000 shares. Now that 1,000 shares that you now have in your account, every quarter pays a 30-cent dividend. And I'm actually sharing a actual company that I have money in, and that is their dividend that they're giving a return of 30-cent dividend every quarter. Very consistent. I have more shares than that, and I actually bought it less than $15 a share, more like $10 a share. So it's steadily going up. So my initial investment is going up, but I'm also reaping the dividends. So I'm going to continue showing you on this paper the idea behind it. So try to follow along and stay with me. So you earn, and this could be $150, it could be $15, it could be $150,000, it could be 1.5 million. The math doesn't matter. It's the principle behind the math. So you buy 1,000 shares, you invested 15,000. Its current stock price $15 a share, pays a 30-cent dividend. That means every quarter, every 3 months, 4 times a year, you get a check for $300 for those 1,000 shares. Now, $300 every 4 quarters, that's $1,200 a year. When you divide the $1,200 by 15,000, that is giving you an 8% return on your money. Now, that's a lot of math going on, but basically, every year you get an 8% return. Your principal money is going up. It's in a company or stock that has very low risk. It's not one of these, .com, cryptocurrency, the latest fad kind of a company. This particular company that I'm invested in is just one of many, but it is actually a fund, an index fund of energy companies. So imagine one stock that is comprised of many energy companies all across the spectrum, from hydrogen companies, oil companies, green energy companies. They're all invested under one ticker, okay? One company, one entity. And because it's spread out over all those companies, they have a very good return. They have a track history over years of paying the same consistent returns. And in this case, it's 30-cent dividend every quarter. And in the past, it's been as high as 58 cents per quarter. So that is $1.20 that you earn annually for each and every single share. Now, where this gets important is when you invest your money in the company and the stock goes up, you're doing well. Most people don't get any benefit other than looking on paper and saying, oh, well, my stock's gone up and maybe I'll sell some and reinvest, etc. But with dividend paying companies, you get that money in a quarterly dividend check that is paid out to shareholders. So in this instance with this company, I have about 5,000 shares, actually a little over that. And every quarter I'm getting about $1,500, which is about $500 a month in the form of a check, and just by having my money invested into the company. So I'm sharing this not to be boastful, not to brag. It is not my intent whatsoever. That is not a lot of money. However, the principle is I'm currently getting a 23% return on my investment. Okay. So consistently 30-cent quarterly dividend returns. So what I would encourage you to do as a strategy, like as an investment strategy, is take some of your money. Obviously, I like 401ks, IRAs, Roth IRAs, rental properties. I like all those things. But what I'm sharing is thinking of different ways to create passive income. Start learning a little bit about companies that pay dividends and earning your passive income off of those dividends. Now, obviously, if you purchase, say, a big company like Walmart or Target or something like that, their stock price might be $100 or $200 a share, and maybe they pay $1 or $2 dividend every quarter. That is not even 2% return on your money each year. So part of the investment strategy and the research is looking for companies that have a small stock price, but yet are good companies that are managed well, they're invested well, and they pay consistent dividends to the shareholders, and that dividend is at least 8% or higher based on their stock price. So let's say and I just like using $10 increments. So if it's a $10 stock and it pays annually $1, then that's a 10% return for the year. Okay, so on a quarterly basis, divided by 4, that would be a $10 stock paying a 25-cent quarterly dividend. So a lot of brokerage accounts and Google and Yahoo and all these different online research tools, you can go and look up companies and try to find companies, good solid companies with a solid history. They sell a product, they make a product, they have revenue, it's a legit company. For security, the more structured that is, the safer your investment is. And look for companies that have a long history of rewarding the shareholder with big dividends. So the bigger the dividend, the smaller the stock price, and a company that has a high volume of shares at trade is a good indicator that, hey, this is a solid company. It's been around a while. It rewards its shareholders well. The particular company that I'm invested in, and some of my friends that are into investments that I share with, this company has been paying good solid dividends for over 10 years. And the stock price has pretty much stayed level. The only reason it dropped was due to COVID back in March. And so it's actually starting to rise and go back to its pre-COVID levels because it's an energy company and it's a big, massive conglomerate of many different energy companies, and they're all invested in a index. So I really like this company that I found because the stock price was low. It's paying a 30 cent every quarter or $1.20 per year return on every share, and it's very consistent. So what what I'm trying to, I guess, share with my family, friends, folks that watch, I guess, that are interested in investing, is there are some very good, solid ways to invest your money and get consistent returns. And then over the years, you ultimately will end up doubling, tripling, and in some cases, quadrupling your investment for your retirement and for a passive income. And so, let's say, and kind of sort of my strategy is every month or every quarter, instead of getting a check in the mail, and what happens with dividends is the company will issue a dividend. They send out a notice. They say, hey, we're going to pay it on, say, the 25th of the month. It's recorded and it shows up in your account. And you have an option they call dividend reinvestment. Okay. And so what that means is instead of me taking that $500 a month or $1,100 a month, or in this case, with this example, your $300 per quarter, which would be $100 a month. So instead of taking that $100 every month or $300 a quarter, you buy more shares of that company. So your share count keeps going up. Now, a lot of people don't have the patience for that. They want money now, right? So what I'm sharing with you is not a strategy to make quick money and go blow it. I'm sharing a strategy on as far as over the course of your working career, investing. So eventually, once you hit a certain level of investment and share counts, the dividends will actually pay you more than you earn working. So let me kind of say that again. So over time, those dividends will pay you more than what you earn working. The example that I have here, one of the accounts I have, I'm about, I'm earning maybe $1,100 a month. So ultimately, before I retire, I would like to be earning, $4,000 a month or more in passive income that doesn't touch my investment. That's just cash that comes in every single month, right? So what I am doing now is through acquiring more shares, through taking those dividend check payments and doing the dividend reinvestment, I'm acquiring more shares. So I'm probably maybe 7 or 10 years away from retiring at my age now. So by the time I hit that point, my goal is to have enough shares. So instead of reinvesting in the dividend reinvestment, they actually deposit that money into my account in the form of a check or mail me that check. And then essentially I just cash the check, pay my taxes, and then that pays for me in retirement to enjoy my family, to make sure all our bills are paid, to take trips, to do whatever I want, give. You just have more opportunities in life at that point, and you're not in a situation where you have to get up and work every single day of your life. So the key to a lot of this is that long-term goal of what your investment objective is. So if you've stayed with me during this video, and I get that it's kind of a lecture in a way, I'm actually sharing some actual data, some actual numbers. I don't want to actually share the company because I think that could be construed as me trying to pump a stock or get people interested in that particular stock. And I wouldn't want to do anything that would get myself in trouble just for trying to help people make good investment decisions. But I will say, I have focused this past year and very intently over the last 6 months, moving all of my investments, as far as the stock market goes, into companies that pay a dividend. And it has been very rewarding. One, I don't have that risk of trying to time a sale, sell it at a high point and then try to buy back in when it's low. I'm not trying to chase a fad like right now with cryptocurrency companies or technology companies or pharmaceutical companies, or when's the next big thing will come out, and try to get into it before everyone else. You don't have all that stress. I got a little fly there. But what I have done is gone through and strategically and intently researched, hours of research, looking through companies. They have a lot of daily volume of shares that are traded, so it's a very active account, meaning if I put a sell order in for 10,000 shares, it will go through almost immediately, versus only 20,000 shares are traded in a day. And if I drop in a $10,000 sell or 10,000 share order to sell, it could take weeks to sell that. So if you have a company they're selling millions, or they're trading millions of shares a day, and you decide, hey, I'm going to sell 10,000 shares, well, your sell goes through pretty quickly, or you want to buy and it goes through pretty quickly. So researching those companies, they have a strong history, track record. They actually make a product, they sell a product. They're in this situation a index of many companies that spreads your risk out. So if one of those companies has some really bad news, your whole entire account doesn't crash. It's just a good investment strategy that I've learned over 20 plus years of investing. And so look at investing in companies that pay a really nice dividend. Look, when you do the math, smaller stock price, or maybe the company is a good value, but they reward their shareholders with a high dividend that either pays monthly, because I have some companies that pay monthly, and quarterly is the norm. So, but in the year's time, you're getting 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 23.28% return. Or I have one company right now that its returns over 700%, but that's a different story for a different day. But good, solid investing strategies. So if this video has been helpful, and you're still with me and you're curious, or you have some questions, just comment below what your question might be, other than what companies are you invested in. But I will share with you things that I've learned as just a way to help you. This is also a way for me to share with my kids. One day I won't be here and I will be gone, and they will inherit whatever we have created or have left. and I will have shared with them my strategies and things I've learned over the years. But this is a good permanent record of, hey, invest in good, solid companies that pay a dividend. Focus your investment strategy on harvesting those dividends and try to acquire consistent, 10% or better dividend annually. And then, you know, um, if you're getting a 25% dividend return, you could double your money in 4 years. If you're getting a 10% return, well, you will double your money in 10 years. And when you're looking at investing for retirement, the numbers start adding up, and it becomes very beneficial to you to not only start early, but to be consistent. So I've shared a lot of information there. I wanted to do a 10-minute video, and it's 26 minutes now. But hopefully I've come across clear. I've shared some information. And I'll leave you with this. This one particular company over the past year, a nice 23.28% return. So I'm not a millionaire or super rich person, but I have learned a lot about investing over the years, and I have a considerable amount of knowledge, and I've learned a lot of things that you should avoid. I've learned a lot of things that can help you. And so this is my first video related to investing in good, solid companies that pay a dividend and the reason behind it, and sharing some actual returns that I've gotten this year so far, 6 months in. And I think it's very beneficial. So to share with my family, to share with my friends, to share with my kids, and maybe grandkids one day. These are strategies that stand the test of time. It's not a fad. It doesn't come and go. It's just a very good strategy to grow passive income, to build your wealth. And the sooner you start, the better your return will be. Essentially, the more shares you will acquire over the years, the better your payout will be when you want it. So thanks for watching. And if you have questions, just put them in the comment section below, and I'll post this video on my YouTube channel that deals mainly with steam engines and different things that I'm involved in. And also I'll drop it on Facebook for a while, and then I typically delete that stuff after a while, but it'll be on Steam Engines USA. So from High Point, North Carolina, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Smash the subscribe and the like button, and have a great day. God bless.